Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Church Leadership Lab. We get to have conversations that empower healthy churches. We're really glad to do that again today. And we are live in person.
Again.
It's really
amazing.
I know, it's amazing. It's technology's working this time so far.
It's the little things, you know.
So far, we'll see.
Here we are.
But we're excited today to talk about something you and I both have a lot of experience in.
Right.
Service planning, leading worship.
Yep.
The whole
weekend experience.
The whole weekend experience.
Right.
And so we're going to dive into that. But on a recent episode,
you made a promise.
You were on the receiving end of like the normal questions we ask people. And I committed to being to switching places. So
and you tried to get out of it.
That's only fair. I know.
You did.
It's harder than it seems.
I know, but it is very rare that you get to have the questions asked to you. You have all this power, and it's gone to your head, and you're like, I'm the one that asks the questions. Nobody asks me, so not today.
Yeah, you should see the strut that I walk with,
right.
With the power that I yield.
You are one of the most humble human beings I've ever met. That is like the most opposite thing. But
when you got a podcast mic,
man,
you never know where that's going to go.
No, the power is big. But
all right, it's fair. It's fair.
Today, Scott.
Yes.
You ask everybody, so now I get to ask you.
Yeah.
Tell us one thing that doesn't make the public bio, but all your friends and family would know.
All right.
Did I get it right?
Yeah,
like
you got
word
it
for
right.
word. That's what you asked.
Yes. I have recently taken to cycling.
Which makes my heart so happy.
Like road cycling,
yes.
like the spandex, lycra, whatever, like the whole
Talk
deal.
about humbling.
Well, yes.
Because nobody looks great.
Nobody looks cool.
But it's very important
and
here.
you know what? People see the, obviously like that outfit. The real thing is the shoes with the clips,
yeah. Yes.
You know?
Did the first time you clip in, did it scare the pants off you?
Yeah, I may have fallen once.
Because when you fall.
Or 5 times.
It's not as easy as it looks.
I get back from riding, my wife's like, what happened? I was like,
a lot of things happened.
I fell again.
I fell many times. Yes.
But it's been awesome. There's a group of friends who've kind of been into it, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna jump into it. But it's been a blast. I wouldn't say I'm like a cyclist yet.
You're a cyclist in training.
I'm like on my way.
You are.
Yeah.
You have the shoes.
I have the shoes.
You've got the shorts.
There's a
cyclist.
lot of accoutrements that go with cycling.
And nobody tells you that.
No, you think like, oh, we're gonna go for a bike ride.
Right.
First of all, like you have to call it cycling.
It's not a bike ride.
A bike ride is like when you're 13.
I do this. I feel like I have to clarify. I'm like, what I mean is.
Yeah. Excuse me. I'm cycling. You know, that's how I feel.
But it's true.
But yeah, there's a lot of stuff you can get.
A lot of accessories.
So Facebook Marketplace. Shout out Facebook.
Thank goodness.
Sponsor the podcast. Just kidding. They're not. Probably never will be. But yes.
What if?
That for me, that's like a new thing. But if I keep going,
yes,
it may actually move into the public bio if it's like a thing. You know what I mean?
Well, you're on your way.
We'll see.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Excellent.
It's been fun. So, all right, well, let's jump in.
Yep.
Here's how we're going to frame this conversation.
I'm excited.
Because you obviously think about service planning, all that stuff, and the goal is, hey, let's plan the best service that we can. Yep. We want to honor the Lord. We want to serve our people. All of that stuff.
Of course.
But we're going to look at the conversation a little different.
I like it.
We're going to talk through 7 ways to plan a bad service.
What not to do.
So if you're listening, watching this, and you're like, man, I just want to plan a terrible service.
I hope everything goes wrong.
Yes.
Here's the roadmap.
We know that's not your heart.
But if you were,
these are the 7 things.
I like it.
So I want to jump in.
Okay.
The first one is wait till the last minute.
The last possible moment.
To plan anything.
Which means you didn't plan at all. You're winging it at that point.
And there's part of it where like I get it in the sense that there's a lot going on.
Sure.
And so like we've all been guilty of the last minute change, adjustment, whatever.
Right.
I'm not saying that. But the like, oh, it's Saturday afternoon.
I should probably pick some songs for Sunday.
Or even better, it's Sunday morning.
Yes.
What are we
going to do? I don't know. What do you want to do?
Yeah. And now some people might push back and be like, well, what about like allowing the Spirit to move? What about, and what I would say, and for me, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it, but how I've always gone about service planning is the Spirit's just as present the Wednesday 3 weeks before the service.
Correct.
As the Spirit is the Sunday morning, where you might be like, what do we want to, and planning does not mean you've removed any room for adjusting.
Completely agree. And I feel like the more prepared you are, the easier it would be to call an audible, so to speak, and say, hey, we're gonna follow the Spirit.
Yep.
But you have that preparedness to where there's room, your musicians, your tech team can follow along when you kind of veer off, rather than we have no idea where you're going.
Yeah.
Like, it's harder to follow.
It is. And I think even as a leader, like when you plan ahead, you build trust and honestly make deposits in the accounts of your volunteers for that morning. You're like, hey, and that happens, right? Hey, for whatever reason, team change, somebody's sick, or just like, I mean, I've had it where my senior pastor's like, hey, I really just feel like we need to close with this song or whatever. And I'm like, absolutely, 100%. But the more that you plan ahead, the more that you're prepared, you're making those deposits for that time to then withdraw from the account.
Totally
and
agree.
Make that change.
Yep.
So
I like it.
So yeah, first one, wait till the last minute.
Last minute.
What's the second? Give us the second
Number
one.
2, be as vague as possible with the details.
Yes.
Just be vague.
Just to have the song title and maybe some times and
maybe, but none of the details.
I know. One of the things that I love, especially like with the service planning tool that you're using, is actually going in and like use the features of
right.
the times, the notes, the assignments, the keys. The like
transition.
That's one of the, that's one of the things that I feel like is missed sometimes is like
absolutely
putting in those transitions in your service planning, so that like when you print it and pro presenter and sound and whoever, like they can actually see, here's what we're doing.
Well, and it's kind of a, it's more of like a technical term, but run of show.
Yep.
Like that's what we do in my theater nerd upbringing. Yes. But and like we've all been in that bad, awkward service where there's clearly a transition, but no one actually went to think through, this is where Scott is going to then transition and pass to, and everybody's like, it's the weird. It hurts
my feelings so bad when that happens. And everyone feels it, right?
Everybody.
Just like,
the whole room is like, somebody doesn't know what's happening.
Please, Lord, have somebody stand up and get on stage right now.
It's like forgetting the lyrics to a song in the middle of it, and everybody's like, oh no. It's the same thing. You
know what? I had one time, I was music directing for a service. This was at a large church. And this was when the lyric video tied to the track, like all in one thing, sort of like was a thing. And so we're doing this song, and like the vocalist missed the getting into the verse. But that's a train that's left the station.
There's no coming back.
And if you fall off, you're not getting back on.
You can't. It's gone.
And it was, so we had 3 minutes left of the song.
Oh no.
And it was
painful.
Brutal.
We've all been there.
Because sometimes, and worship leaders, worship pastors, anyone who's led worship, you're listening to this right now, you know what we're talking about.
You've been there.
Like you'll make a mistake in a service, and it's like, I feel awkward, but we just kind of get past and keep moving.
Sure.
This was like a 3-minute mistake.
Which is a very long time.
You just had to sit in the whole time. I'm never using one of these again.
But we also kind of all need that moment to learn, oh boy, I'm not using that, either that software or I will prepare, whatever it is. You kind of need that moment so that you never have it again.
I know, yes. And so, I think... Man, I think when you can be as detailed as possible,
the details do matter.
Outline that stuff. And again, use the tools that you have. Use your service planning tool. Use what's there, and give your team everything that they need. Because
it's in your head, but that doesn't mean that it's in theirs.
That's a great point.
Put it on paper.
That's a great point. How often, have you been like, I know what we're doing?
Of course.
Does anyone else?
Put it in your system, and then... put the print button and lay it in the booth, put it in the green room, whatever.
Everyone's going to be happy.
Yeah.
All
right,
Number three, forget about the people in the congregation.
They don't matter.
So if you want to have an awful service, just don't even think about the people.
No.
Don't even think about who's in front of you. Yeah. Man, I had a friend who would say all the time, love the people more than the music.
Yes.
And it's difficult, right? Because there's... Especially as anyone who's creative, whatever, wants to lead, playing music, all that stuff is there can be a tendency to be like, this is going to be awesome. This is going to be cool. This is going to be, and I always think about, I have people in my head who I think about who are the least musical people you'll meet, right? This person is a retired electrical engineer. This person is, a stay-at-home mom who loves to listen to music but has no musical ability.
Yeah, she's not going to be on stage.
Whoever. And I think about those people and like, man, are we going to lose them?
Yeah.
Right? Like, are we going to lose Ken? Are we going to lose Stacy? Are we going to lose? And not that you don't do things that are interesting, fun, creative.
Sure.
But don't do that while sacrificing the people. Well, if you're in ministry, then you know church operations can be a huge challenge. There's a lot to do, little time to do it, and whether it's just you or you have a team, my guess is you have a full plate. So how do you do things like communication and engagement, stewarding your finances, managing your digital presence, fostering community, and so much more in a way that builds a healthy church? Well, answering that question was the goal of creating the Guide to Healthy Church Operations. We wanted to take our 40 plus years of experience serving the church, combined with wisdom from various experts to provide a blueprint for how you can navigate the ever-changing world of church operations. In this guide, you'll find things like how to improve member engagement and participation, building into staff and volunteers, making better decisions with clear metrics, the essentials of financial stewardship for churches, and so much more. And of course, we wanted to give this to you for free. So there's a link in the show notes to download the Guide to Healthy Church Operations. And we would love for you to grab a copy and use it to help grow a healthy church.
Right. I think it's a little bit easy as a creative, as a musician, as a vocalist, to just think, I love this.
Yes.
Not everyone else does. So I think it's like you've all heard someone just destroy the national anthem by over singing it.
Yeah.
I have a top 5. I have a top 5 of best national anthems of all time, and they are usually the people that just
might need to be a separate episode.
It is so good.
Yeah.
And it's a room divider. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah. That's a divisive topic.
Because there is a right answer, and it's people who just sing the song, not overly sing it. So I think we can do the same thing and forget that our congregation is full of people who love music.
Right.
Maybe not as much as you do. So, and they can't follow along too.
Right. And that's the thing, the key that you sing, how you sing it, like all of that. But I will say there is a power in music that resonates in our souls. I don't think it's an accident that, sung worship has been something that has always existed, right? And so, but don't forget about the people.
They'd like to sing along.
Yeah, they want to go with you. All right, number 4.
Number 4 is don't distribute any files to anybody.
No charts. Don't burn any CDs. Remember that? Remember that day?
Fancy.
I know.
Yes.
I remember
a little
days.
bit of throwback. Yeah, don't do any of that. Don't prepare. We already said that. Don't plan.
Yeah.
And then even if you do plan, don't share that with anybody.
No. If you want to have just an awful service, just have it waiting for them on Sunday.
That's right.
Or not at all. No, I think it's so important, right? Like, just like communicating the details is getting people what they need, but also getting people what they need in an accurate way. Like, oh, hey, use arrangements, use the again, in service planning, use those tools built to be able to say, we're only doing the chorus of this song.
Right.
Or we're going to not do the bridge. Or
this version, not that, the version that
we got to shorten this Maverick City song from 38 minutes to 2. You know what I mean?
I love you, Kim Walker, but we're not taking 12 and a half minutes.
Yeah. That was beautiful on the record. But
that was
we're
a live
do it a
version.
Different. Exactly.
Yeah, we actually have a time we got to stick to.
Yes. I think making sure that you get those out and get it out to people in a timely manner.
I was just about to say that. You worship pastor. This might be your full-time job. It is not mine.
Yes.
I don't have as much just all day long to learn these charts. So I need it in enough time where I can listen to the sample track, I can know the right key. I can transpose it if I need to.
Yeah.
I need to prepare, but
it's super important.
You got to share the files with me first.
Yeah, get them out.
Yep.
All right, number 5, similar. Similar.
I
Avoid
like
preparation and practice.
Avoid it.
Avoid it. Like the plague. Don't do it.
No
practice. Don't even try and again, this is a little tongue in cheek if you haven't caught on by now. On number 5.
I hope we made that very clear.
I think so. But the reality is like preparing and practicing are essential to being ready. Just like planning, right? Your heart will have a confidence that's different when you do that. One of the things I actually help do some coaching with worship leaders, and one of the things that I always kind of talk about is like you need to go there before you take people there. So even practicing, like, man, how am I going to lead in this moment? What am I sensing? What am I feeling? Like, and sometimes when you get to that moment, it's totally different.
Of course.
But like you said earlier, right? Like you've gone there and you're prepared so that you're more confident to adjust when you need to.
I mean, it's just like anything else, like delivering any kind of a speech or a presentation of any kind. If you've prepared, then your message will communicate better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you're not overly thinking about it. You're not looking at your notes.
Right.
So you can just sing the song. You can just deliver the sermon. You can just do what you're supposed to do because you were ready.
Yeah.
And
I think too, like, there's something that happens too in going before, and even like, again, sometimes things happen last minute, whatever. But I don't know. So like, I think when you're leading worship, you are in a different headspace than when you're just participating.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm not just thinking about, man, it's just me and the Lord. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's people, there's a band, there's a team. Like, you're trying to lead all of it. And so sometimes, and to me, like, that's the offering that you bring.
Absolutely. It's a responsibility.
Yeah. And that's kind of like the offering of praise that I'm going to bring in this moment. But you can take some of those rehearsal times where there aren't, it is just your band. And yes, there's work to be done, but I feel like you can also use those times as like, hey, we're going to kind of engage ourselves.
This is our worship time.
Yeah, because if we get a little lost, I think
that makes a ton of sense. And I've definitely had those moments where you are deep in worship I hesitate, this is going to sound wrong, but I think you'll understand, at the wrong time.
Sure.
When you are in a congregation, you do need to be paying attention. You have to have a little bit of like a presence of mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which kind of robs you, the worship leader, from a sincere worship moment fully, because you do have to kind of keep your eyes open. You have to stay engaged.
Yep.
So using that rehearsal time as your worship, I think it's really beautiful.
Yeah. It can be really special. So don't do that one. Don't avoid.
I like avoid.
Or do avoid if you want to plan a terrible service.
Okay, so another one is to forget. We've already talked about ignoring your congregation, but also forget entirely about your non-band production volunteers.
Yeah.
Just forget about them.
Just don't give them any details. Don't give.
No.
Yeah. That's one of those things that, like, actually I've always thought, like, the true worship leader is the pro presenter person.
Oh.
Or whatever your presentation software is, whatever you're using, whatever. Like,
I need them.
Right?
Yes.
Like, it's amazing, speaking of power, that is yielded.
Right.
When you are controlling the lyrics that 95% of the congregation doesn't have memorized.
Correct.
Or 0 have memorized, whatever.
Or the worship leader who is horrible with lyrics.
We've been there.
I'm the worst.
Yeah. But when you are, like, controlling that, it's a huge role, I think. Timing, everything. But if you're not giving that person and remembering to, like, coach, train, prepare, plan with that person, oof.
I fervently believe that everyone on your stage should have to run your presentation software.
I like that.
At least once.
I like
so that they understand, like, the timing, and you have to kind of be a second ahead. You have to, like, you cannot look away.
Yeah.
Have you had those moments, like, being in the tech booth and people, well-intended, are like, what's up, Scott? And you're like, I can't pay attention to you.
What's the phrase in the South? Bless your heart.
Bless your heart.
Yeah, bless their heart.
Like they almost like a drum cage. Like they need to be isolated from everyone, because if that person gets distracted or interrupted, talk about the train leaving the station.
Actually, I'm going to start a grassroots campaign.
Okay.
Less drum cages on the stage. I understand why they exist. Sure. I've used them, but they hurt my heart.
They do.
Less on the stage, more in the tech booth. Yeah.
Yes.
We're just going to cage everyone in.
And they're wide open. You're like, they can't know. Blinders, let them focus.
Not to stereotype tech production people, but if I
had
I know. If I had to guess, they more probably fall on the introverted side.
I would say that's fair.
And so they'd probably be like, yes, this sounds amazing.
I would love to be locked into a booth, please. Yes.
If you could just make sure people don't come near me.
Protect me from the general public.
Because I got work to do.
I do, and I have to focus.
Yeah. No, but I think really remembering, not only, again, in your service planning, when you're scheduling, when you're giving details, when you're talking through things, don't forget people running lights, running presentation stuff, running sound, even transitions on and off.
100%.
Hey, we need to, drag up the table that our pastor's going to preach from, or pulpit, or whatever's kind of going on there.
All of that.
The people who are not a part of the band, but are in the service, right?
Yeah.
Who's giving announcements. We have a scripture reader. We have somebody who's going to pray. We have all of that stuff.
Even if it kind of also goes into if you've got like a host team or like an usher team, going back to service planning, all of those timed transitions, it feels so details, like all the details from the way before the doors open.
Yeah.
What is every single timestamp that you can put on something?
Yeah.
Put a name in there. I think there's often a disconnect between, it's almost like kitchen, like front of house, back of house. You've got the band and then everybody else.
Yeah.
How great, what an easy opportunity for your worship leader, whoever's doing that run of show, to think through the rest of the service and put that in service planning too, down to prayers and transitions and who's greeting the doors, who's, all of it.
Because again, when you think through it, then you're just so much more prepared. So if you're forced to hey, in service planning, I need you to put in all of this information.
Everything.
Even if it's the person didn't read it, right? That's a separate conversation that you can have.
Different episode.
But even just that practice of it means you as the leader, who's ultimately, I think, responsible, you're ready for it. Sure. You're prepared. So, all right, last one, number 7. If you want to have a terrible service, just pass on prayer.
Pass.
Don't pray at all for your service.
No.
Don't go before and ask the Lord to move, ask the Spirit to be present.
Don't do it before you do rehearsal. Don't do it after.
Don't pray with your team.
Don't do it before. Yeah, nope.
Yeah. Don't take prayer requests from your team.
Oh, definitely not.
Don't do that. So
we're not interested in what you need in your life.
No. Again, tongue in cheek, if you didn't pick that up. I just want to clarify.
I know this one especially feels a little, you got to be extra careful.
Yeah, because if somebody takes this from the internet and clips it up.
Rude.
I guess that would not go well.
Probably not.
We're pretty deep in the episode, so it's a little too late.
I hope, yeah.
But if anyone's watching and looking to do that, I would ask that you not.
Please don't.
Kindly. Thank you.
We will pray for you.
Yeah, exactly.
To not do
We're
that.
not going to pass on prayer.
No.
So in seriousness, I've had some really powerful times of prayer with the worship team.
Yeah.
That's not even yes, the prayer of, Lord, move in our service, praying for the service, that's really good and powerful. But even just us, what's going on in your life?
Yes.
What do you need prayer for?
Yeah.
Because that breeds this unity as well. When you are now going to do something that, even just playing music as a band, if you take the worship element out, the more unified you are,
correct,
the better that's going to be. And especially as you're leading worship, when you have that unity, it can just be so powerful.
Something that I really, really like that our band does, we rehearse. We do a number, whatever it was, about practicing. We do.
Oh, right on.
We practice on Thursday evenings.
Good.
And after, we run through everything, make all the changes, and then kind of circle up. And everyone does mention, if they want to, something that they are requesting prayer from the band for. And then after everyone is done kind of saying, here's what's going on, if you want to, we claim who we're going to pray for.
Yeah.
So just, hey, I'll pray for Scott. And so I'll pray for Kacie. And then just kind of go in a circle and just as you want to. So we are out loud praying for each other.
It's awesome.
Just kind of spontaneously of, I got you.
Yeah.
And then literally got you in that moment.
Yeah.
And then you kind of take that with you throughout the week.
Awesome.
Not that everybody else can't, but I got you.
Yeah.
I've got your 6.
Yeah. I love that. It's also a really good logistical point to like say who you're going to pray for in that moment.
Right.
Because we've all been there where there's like 12 people.
Yeah.
And everyone shares something and you're like,
now what?
I don't remember all 12.
Or it's like the worship leader's like, I have to pray and I have to pray for all of you and there's no way I can. So
what was your cousin's name again?
Your great aunt whose sister's mom went to, I can't.
That's where like, let's be honest. Let's be honest, people, right? We've all done the like,
not doing that.
Lord, you know all of these. And
you know all the ones and those yet not spoken and the ones that I have forgotten.
Yeah. No, I mean, I hope going through these things and talking about them, again, tongue-in-cheek, is helpful as people think through how do we plan well? How do we have these services? How do we avoid these mistakes? Right. How do we use our tools the right way? Because that's really our heart. So.
Right.
All right, well, we do our final 5.
We do.
Just like I had to answer the first one. I think it's fair that
you get all 5 of them.
am now the recipient
Are you
of
ready?
the final 5. Yes.
All right, well, Scott, we're going to transition into our final segment.
Hey, real quick.
Yeah.
Can we just thank our friend?
I know, she's
right
great. She's been here all week.
This lady, I don't know her name.
We should name her.
Kathy, maybe?
Sure.
Kath, we appreciate you.
Thank you for being here.
She's been watching over our shoulder,
as
just making sure.
As we say in the Pentecostal churches, thank you for your ministry.
Thank you for your ministry. Just good vibe, happy. I don't know whatever she's working on.
At least she's smiled. There's another. You can't see her, but down here there's another one.
Yeah, we just got friends.
I know.
Yeah.
Look at us.
So, all right.
All right, final 5 coming at you. A little rapid fire. You ready?
Yeah.
Number 1. What is one book you would recommend to church leaders?
It's one I'm in the middle of, but so far I really enjoyed it. I think it really applies to ministry as well, and specifically what needs to get done, all of that. But Slow Productivity by Cal Newport.
Say it again.
Slow Productivity.
Slow Productivity.
Yeah. So Cal Newport's written like deep work. He wrote Digital Minimalism, and this is the tagline, if I can remember it, is the lost art of accomplishment without burnout.
I do love that last part.
Yeah. So how do you get stuff done without burning yourself out.
So. Good. I'm going to read it. Number 2, what is the last thing you listened to?
Last song I listened to, well, I have a playlist. I'm a Spotify person.
Yes.
I have a Rise and Shine playlist that I typically start most days with. And that is songs that just set the vibe.
Pump you up, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a song that starts off the playlist called Good Day by Forrest Frank.
I love that.
So,
can you share your playlist
no.
I can maybe become a morning person?
No, it is
it's just exclusive,
for you. And I will not.
What if I subscribe and pay extra?
Well, we'll see then.
Okay, thank you. Number 3, what is your favorite piece of technology? And the only rule here, Scott, as you know, you can't say your phone.
No, that's fine. I do have one.
Okay.
My garage door opener broke.
Oh, no.
And it was one of those where I was like, I think I can put up a new one. Maybe not, but I'm going to try it.
Yeah.
Right. So I did. And they don't really sell a ton without like a smart, like an app and stuff. Right. And I'm like, garage door opener. Don't need an app. Don't really want one. Whatever. But it came with it. So I'm like, all right, it's fine. First of all, I was successful in putting it up.
Did you watch like a YouTube video?
I watched a lot of those. But then also it came with this app that like walked you through the steps one by one. It was fantastic. But I actually love the app. I love because like my wife will go for a walk.
Yep.
And there's like a keypad thing, but I don't know. I just love being able to boop.
I got you.
Close it right there on the app.
That's wonderful.
Lets me know when it's closed, even though I can see it. I'm standing outside of it. I'm one of those that I don't leave until it hits the ground. You know what I mean? But that's my.
You didn't want the app, and then now look at you.
But now I'm like, I kind of like it.
You should write them a letter. This is a strong endorsement.
I know, yeah. Customer story.
Yep. Number 4, what is a quote or piece of wisdom or advice that has stuck with you throughout the years?
Yeah, this is some actually, I've heard this over the years, but some I've been thinking about more and more. But this is like, I'm going to just say the sentiment. I don't know if it's the exact, but like never let your skills outpace your character. So never let your ability and your, I can do these things and I can accomplish this, and never let that outpace your character because you get into some really tough situations then. And,
that's really good.
Yeah, that's something that's been on my mind and my heart lately.
I like that.
Yeah.
I want a whole episode about that. You should write a blog.
There you go.
That's a good one.
All right.
Final question, Scott.
Yeah.
What is one thing you would like to communicate to our audience of church leaders?
I think I'd like to say thank you. There's so much that happens. Church leaders do so much. And ministry's hard. It changes. Ministry contexts are everything. I think I'm just grateful for people willing to continue to serve, willing to go through the hard things, willing to often work thankless job. You hear about things when they go poorly. So thank you. Thank you.
Yes. You are a ministry leader.
Yeah.
I'm thankful for you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And listen, we appreciate all of you listening, watching. We hope this has been helpful. And we hope that it helps as you look to have services that encourage, bless, strengthen, shepherd people. And so if it has been helpful, we'd invite you to share. We'd invite you to subscribe, leave a comment, review. All those things help us get these conversations into the ears of more church leaders. And so we would appreciate that. We're grateful for you, and we will see you next time.
This episode of the Church Leadership Lab podcast is brought to you by Ministry Brands, the largest provider of church technology software. Over 90,000 churches rely on Ministry Brands for their single platform solution that brings together all the digital tools a church needs. From online giving to websites to church management software and more, Ministry Brands is leading the way in simple to use, innovative solutions, all with the goal of empowering healthy churches. To learn more, visit ministrybrands.com.